Guys, and today what we're looking at is going over a Cerberus support build guide for Season 5. Season 5 just came out like about a week ago? 6 days? I don't know. January 30th, I believe. So yeah, we're going to be taking a look at a basic support build guide. This is a build that'll work most of the time, but obviously won't work all the time. But that goes for every build because Smite is such a counter building, and Smite's a game where you have to be one step ahead of your opponent, so you can't just stick with one build throughout, unless you're Loki. Loki's like the one god in Smite that could just do a cookie cutter build every single game and be fine, because people have to counter Loki. Loki doesn't have to counter anybody, so without further ado, we're just going to jump right into it. When you start off, the first thing you're going to want to do is obviously get your starter items and stuff like that, but with starter items not being in Smite anymore, they have a new thing, which is blessings. The reason I moved there is because I tried to record this once and I was idle for too long and Smite crashed on me, so we're not going to have that happen again. But basically you start off with Guardian's Blessing. Blessings are the new starter items in Smite. Basically they're very role specific. No more Bluestone, Death Toll, all that. It's Warrior's Blessing for solo laners, Assassin's Blessings for junglers, Guardian support, Hunters, ADC, and Mages for mid laners. However, you don't have to get them. If I'm playing Cerberus support and I really wanted to get Hunter's Blessing and get basic attack damage and mana, sure, I can, but there's no point in doing that. The only time it really works is if you're jungling. Usually junglers will get Assassin's Blessing, but if you're like a Kali jungle, you could get away with like Hunter's Blessing or something like that. Or a really, really aggressive ganking jungler could go for Mage's Blessing, but 90% of the time, and I'll go out on a limb and say 100% of the time, if you're a new player, like if you're just starting Smite or you haven't played for that long, get the role specifics. If you're support, get Guardians. If you're Assassin, or if you're jungler, get Assassins. Don't try to get cheeky yet. Wait until you get a gist of everything and then mess around with stuff. But for Cerberus support, you start off with Guardian's Blessing, and then you're going to get 2 chalices. This is really different from last season. Last season, I wouldn't get any chalices really, but without the incorporation of double starter items, because you can only get 1 blessing, and with the increased price and all of the shoes, I like this start better. This leaves you with about, and there we go, I think a couple hundred gold, so you can't get anything else, but basically what this does is you get your necessary Guardian attributes out of the way early. You get health, you get magical protection, physical protection, mana restoration, health restoration, mana per 5, gold per, all that good stuff, just from Guardian's Blessing. And then you're able to stay in lane longer because of the health chalices. Won't really worry about mana too much because of Guardian's Blessing giving you back a lot of mana. And then when you get it upgraded, or evolved, I guess that's what it's called, you get even more backs, or gold, that's gold, sorry, but health is more important than mana. Come early for the support because you're going to be taking a lot of the damage. And then Chalice of Oracles, they did a little buff to this. I forget exactly what it was, but they did tweak it, so it's a little better now. And I just like it. I like starting off Season 5 with the Season 3 strat. I like to go and place some wards down in the other enemy jungle. I know pros have always kind of done that. That's always been a thing, but I noticed in ranked and casual, I saw people start to do that less and less last season. But I think it's a good way to start off this season. Basically, if you don't know, when you're support, start the game off really quick before you even buy anything and upgrade. Get your chalices and go put 2 wards in their jungle, around their jungle, by the mid harpies, so you get an idea and you get some early map presence, because that's a big key right there. So you get the 2 chalices right off the bat, as well as your Guardian's Blessing. First relic is going to depend on how you want to play. If you're going to play super aggressive with Cerberus early, you could get a blink first, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend just sticking with a magic shell first item, or maybe a meditation if you're really new and you're scared and want a little bit of security. Heavenly Wings would be good too. Blink, you could definitely get that second. Blink is really good on Cerberus. Any team fighting relic, because you are support, so actually I have them down here. Magic Shell, Blink, Heavenly Wings, Horrific Emblem, Cursed Donk, anything like that. Any team fighting relic. Don't be getting beads and Aegis. Don't do that. First real item you get as Cerberus will be Traveler's Shoes. Now, you could go ahead and get Pen Shoes too, because Cerberus does a lot of damage. You could definitely get away with it, but with the buff to Traveler's Shoes, I would just always get this on support. Basically, Traveler's Shoes give you more base movement speed now. Before, they would give you more movement speed out of combat, but now you just get a base movement speed. You see here 18%, 18%, 18%, then Travelers is 25%. So you're automatically faster than everybody else on the field, on the map. And then the new passive gives you 20% additional after you leave the fountain. So you'll be at 45% once you leave the fountain for 7 seconds. Pair that with the Pyromancer, and you'll have, I don't know, crazy absurd amounts of movement speed right as you leave fountain. So good item there for supports. First defense item, Sovereignty. Sovereignty's back, baby. Big time Season 3 meta item. Kind of fell out last season after it got a little bit of nerfs and some other items past it, but Sovereignty is back. You get that 50 physical protection, which is really good early, 250 health, and of course your allies get physical protections and health per 5. And for really cheap, I think, what is it, like 2100? No, that's how you could sell it for. Oh, well, it is 2100, so 2100 gold, really cheap. Next item, I would suggest Voidstone. However, you could change it up. If they have a lot of healing on their team, you could go ahead and get Pestilence or something like that. Or maybe even a Genji's Guard or Shoguns if you're kind of like snowballing and you just have a really good early game going on. But Voidstone's really good because it's going to give you some health. Obviously, helps out. Give you some magical protection, which is going to help out. And this gives you 60, which is really good. But you also get that 20 power. And because Cerberus is more of an offensive guardian and he's going to be dealing a lot of damage, that power is really going to help. Not only that, but enemy gods within 55 units of you have their magical protection reduced, so it'll also do that. I'm going to turn this music down real quick, because this seems a little loud. There we go. Back into the build. Now, after that, I would recommend Gauntlet of Thebes. I recommend Gauntlet of Thebes on like every support build practically this season, because I think it's such a good item. What they did to upgrade it is crazy. It's 2400 gold, and its base stats aren't worth the money. So for 2400 gold, you get 200 health and 15 health per 5. That's not good at all, but the passive is insane. For each assist on a minion, you gain a stack. So assisting on minions is really easy for support. You just stand there and be a support. So you get 1 stack for every minion. Each stack gives you 1 physical protection and 1 magical protection, and you get a max of 50 stacks. So once you get to 50 stacks, you're gonna have 200 health, 15 health per 5, 50 magical protections, 50 physical protections. Now this item's looking a little better, but it's not done yet, because once you get to that 50 stacks, it's going to evolve, providing an aura of 10 physical protection and 10 magical protection to your allies. So for 2400 gold, you get 200 health, 15 health per 5, 50 magical, 50 physical protections, and your teammates get 10 protections. The item is phenomenal, guys. Definitely get this item. After that, the only reason I have Heartward here is because this item's so good Season 5. Heartward and Sovereignty are back into the meta for supports. They're just really good items. They give you more protections, 50 for the Sov and 55 for Heartward. And the passive, or the aura, which I guess is kind of the passive, but it's an aura. Allied gods have 20 more magical protections, and their mana per 5 is increased by 20. Again, these were the ultimate support items because they didn't give you the most benefit, but they gave your allies a lot of benefit. Now they give you some pretty damn good benefits and still give your allies good benefits, so you really can't go wrong with having these two in your build. That's why this is a basic support build. If you're just going to have Sovereignty and Heartward in every single support you do, you're not building them wrong, because they're just the most unselfish ones. Now, obviously at some point you're going to be selling Guardian's Blessing. I wouldn't do this before you evolve it, because that kind of defeats the purpose. And keep in mind, you can only buy 1 blessing a game and sell 1 blessing a game. So once you sell this, you're done. So you sell that at some point, and you're going to finish off with Mantle Discord. This is going to give you some cooldown percentage, 10%. It's going to give you 60 protections, both physical and magical. And whenever you get below 30% health, you release a shockwave that's going to stun enemies and makes you CC immune for 1 second. And because Cerberus does have a jump and escape that can actually go over walls, I really like this. Let's say, you go into a team fight, it happens, and your team loses, and they're chasing you. You get down below 30% health, boom. Right? Mantle Discord activates, everybody's stunned. You can now jump the wall and just run. And now you're CC immune for an extra second, so let's say Uller Axe stuns you, not going to work. It's going to absorb it. Let's say Anubis throws down his hands and tries to slow you with Gem of Iso, you got CC immunity for a second. So that item paired with any Guardian that can escape I really, really like. Now, Mantle is a very expensive item, so you could substitute it for a Spirit Robe if you wanted to get some more CC immunity, or even a Mage's Cloak. I almost said Mage's Blessing. They changed it. Magi's Cloak, if they have like Kumbhakarna, Scylla, a lot of hard CC on the team. But overall, that is going to be the build, guys. Not the craziest unique build, pretty standard, but it's good. You see you have 204 physical protections, 243 magical, and you cap out at 3,060 health. But the good thing about this is with the combination of Voidstone and Cerberus just being powerful as is, you can hurt some people with this build. You see here the numbers that you can definitely pop out. It's nothing extreme, but keep in mind, look at all the protections we have. 417 on the ult there, so you pair all this tankiness with the fact that Cerberus can heal up off his 3, and he can still put out some hurts. I really like this build for Season 3, guys. That is going to wrap up this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to drop a like and hit subscribe for more content like this. Let me know in the comments section what kind of build you like to run for Cerberus support in Season 5. That is it for this video, guys. Peace.